everybody, and welcome to your first edition of Just Mitchin'. You're probably wondering, why am I doing this? Well, you know what? I want to talk about films. I want to do other stuff. And today, I'm here to tell you about my top 5 films of 2024. But a little introduction. Hi, my name is Mitch. Hence the title, Just Mitchin'. Today we're just going to talk about my top 4. We're going to talk about top 5 of 2024. See, you know what? It's a new year. Same old me. I tend to forget things. This is something that you all are going to have to get used to. I forget things, and that's okay. It's fine. It's all good. So, you know me, and here's the little goals of the channel. Now, first and foremost, I am a Walt Disney World cast member, so therefore I do not speak for the brand or the company. My thoughts and opinions are my own because there is 1 or 2 Disney movies on this list. Now, it's only a top 5. I wanted to do a top 10. However, due to the writers and actor strikes, I decided just to stick with top 5. And since it's my first video, we're just going to stick with top 5. Maybe a top 10 later on or next year, we shall see. Some other things you might see with this vlog, I am going on a Disney cruise at the end of the month, so you will see some vlogs for that, and you might see a park vlog here once in a while. But today, we're here to talk about movies. Oh, movies! Oh my gosh, I'm so excited! One other thing that I'd like to mention, with my reviews coming in the future, we're just going to stick with like 1 out of 5, like stars or anything. I was going to do a rating system, but I think just to start out, 1 out of 5 is perfectly fine for now. Now, without further ado, drum roll please. We are starting with number 5, and that is Horizon: An American Saga by Warner Brothers Discovery and Moonlight Cinema. Now, you're probably wondering, why do I have this movie and what is it? Well, it is a Western directed by the great Kevin Costner. He actually left Yellowstone to make this project. So he believes in this project. I think it's a 2-parter. I think the first part comes this year and next part comes out next year, I think. I'd have to get back to you on that. But Kevin Costner hasn't directed in a while, so I'm very curious to see what he's got. And he is a solid director. We all love Dance with Wolves, so I'm very excited to see what he has in store for us. And you know what? I'm always down for a good Western. I haven't seen a good Western in a long time, ever since Django Unchained, directed by Quentin Tarantino. So sign me up for a good Western, okay? So now, without further ado, let's go to number 4. And it is Inside Out by Disney and Pixar. We all love Inside Out. I loved Inside Out. I love Bing Bong. But when I saw the trailer and I saw Anxiety, and I was just like, oh my gosh, that is totally what I would see from a character named Anxiety. And I mean, she comes with all the baggage. She's directed by Ethan Hawke's daughter. I think Maya Hawke is her name from Stranger Things. So sign me up. I'm so excited. And Pixar is always a solid choice for films, especially like, even though I know a lot of people didn't enjoy like Lightyear, but Pixar is always a solid choice for the year. And I loved Elemental, so I'm very curious to see what we got for Inside Out 2. Now, speaking of sequels, this third pick is Joker: Folie à Deux from Warner Brothers Discovery. You're probably wondering why I have this on my list. I loved the first Joker with Joaquin Phoenix, directed by Todd Phillips. And the fact that they are coming back to do the sequel, they did not want to do this sequel. They wanted the first Joker to be a standalone pick. So, having said that, the fact that they came back just shows that they really believe in this little series that they have committed to, and the fact they brought in Lady Gaga to play Harleen Quinzel, I'm all for this. I think it's going to be stellar. I think it's going to be amazing. Joaquin Phoenix is going to do wonders as the Joker, and Lady Gaga is always going to be great as Dr. Harleen Quinzel. Todd Phillips behind the camera, and he's writing the script. So I think it's just going to be so compelling to see what they have in store. So I think it might be a little low on my list for number 3, but I'm going to stick with number 3 because I really like what we got for 2 and 1. Now, I started this list, and you're probably wondering, there's a lot of franchises on here. Well, I agree. However, a lot of these franchises, they've got great movies coming out, and this pick is a perfect example. It's Dune Part 2 by Warner Brothers and Discovery, directed by Denis Villeneuve. The first Dune, it took me a little bit to get into. It wasn't the best. I'm not a great Timothée Chalamet fan, but I do love Zendaya, and I saw that Florence Pugh is going to be in this film, who I love, and Austin Butler, coming off his Oscar-nominated role as Elvis. Sign me up. I'm all for this. I actually have the book. I bought the book just before this was announced, Dune Part 2. I need to get reading that, but you know, all good things come in time. So Dune Part 2 is my number 2. Now, starting to wrap up. However, before I get to number 1, got one more thing to talk to you about, and that is my streaming pick. Yes, we are going to also on this channel be discussing some streaming shows, some streaming films. We'll see. If you want me to talk about a streaming pick, please let me know down below in the comments. But this one, it's a show. It's from Amazon Prime, and it is Fallout. I love the video game series, so I'm so excited to see what Amazon has in store for Fallout. So excited because I love the Fallout series, and Amazon is usually pretty solid when it comes to TV shows, so sign me up for that. I saw the trailer during the Game Awards, and I was like, okay, I can get behind this. It's really, really exciting. It's very compelling. They got a good cast. I'm just very curious to see what a Fallout series could look like, because the games, they're very, very dense. So if this could be a multi-season show, I'm all for it. I could see up to 10 seasons for this show. Now, but the first season has to be good. So you will definitely see me bring a review for that show. Now, big deep breath, y'all. Because it's time for my number 1 pick of 2024. And no surprise here. It's a number 3 of a trilogy. It's the Merc with a Mouth. It is Deadpool 3 from Marvel Studios and Disney. This was not going to be on my list until I found out that Hugh Jackman is coming back as Wolverine. Now, that was announced back in 2022. So before that, I don't even think this film would have cracked my top 10, because it's a third movie. Third movies aren't that great. It's taken a long time for this film to be developed. But when I found out that Hugh Jackman was coming back for this film, I got so intrigued by it. Because where is this at in the X-Men timeline, number 1? Number 2, what ramifications does this have for the MCU going forward? The MCU's been sucking lately. The Marvels, not great. Ant-Man and the Wasp, Quantumania, bleh. I hated it. It was one of the worst movies of the year last year, which if you want to talk about last year, please let me know down in the comments. But Deadpool 3 with Ryan Reynolds believes in this project. He knows that it's going to be great. Sean Levi, I think that's how you pronounce his name, Sean Levi? Yes, Sean Levi from Stranger Things. I can't really think of anybody better to direct this, especially because he directed Ryan Reynolds in that Free Guy film, that video game movie that everyone knew and loved. I'm very, very excited to see what this movie brings, and if it's good, who else could be in it? You could see Charles Xavier, you could see anybody, but we got a while until that happens. So that is my number 1. And therefore, that is my top 5. We got a lot done. It was lovely to meet you guys. I hope you enjoyed the video. Now, before I end this video, please leave me a like, subscribe, follow my other social media accounts if you can. Now, and one more thing before I end, one quick question. Are you excited to see any of these films? Did your pick make that list? Please let me know down in the comments. But until the very end, I'm Mitch, and this is Just Mitchin'. Have a great night, everybody.